All right, says we're live, and yes, brother. I'm late because I couldn't find the button on here that says that I can set it for another 15, 20 minutes from now because I wasn't prepared to go now. But I didn't want to get in trouble by you. Good to see you, brother. The reason why I want to come on and do a live stream, it's going to be about 15 minutes long. I went back after the live stream and started watching the Laken Riley um, a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of research about her, but I was watching parts of the the trial that's going on. Such garbage. So it's probably going to be a lot of yelling and cussing. I forewarn anybody and everybody that gets offended by that. But many of us are disgusted and sick and tired of the far left libtard idiots that are catering to these illegal immigrants, be it Mexicans, be it Habibs, be it, sorry, cut me off, Sanders, I don't even know what to call you all, um, letting them in over the border just to come over here and rob, steal, pillage, rape, and murder our children and our women. And I'm disgusted, so I'm going to leave my views on here for others to see. And if you do believe in my views, along with the rest up. Somebody came in, somebody was watching, and they backed out. If you come in, you're watching, you hear me say a cuss word, or you say something bad about an illegal immigrant coming over our border and killing our children, raping our children, molesting our children, then get the fuck off this page. Get the fuck off this live stream. Go straight away and report it for bullying and harassing, and how you got your feelings hurt, and how your liberal tears is soaking your blanket and your pillow because you wanted to lay down and watch something nice on YouTube, and you saw Locked and Loaded, and probably thought it had to do something with a rich man that was locked and loaded with his wallet, not his, his pistols or whatever. But absolutely disgusting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share screen, and I'm gonna show just the opening arguments, and I'm sure a lot of y'all people have seen it. Some people are tired of hearing about it. You know what? I'm not tired of hearing about it. It once you say you're tired of hearing about it, then you're complacent, then you're lazy, then you don't give a fuck about your kids. And my question is to all you libtard freaks that sit there and say, march for the immigrants and all that. I'm not talking about the legal immigrants or the ones that are coming the right way. I'm talking about the ones that are in prison right now, MS-13, all these different Venezuelan gangs and shit that are in prison for murder, molesting our kids, for robbing, home invasions, beating our elderly, etc. And you all just want to cater to them. You want to write them letters and stuff, even though you can't speak Spanish. You just put mucha, mucha, mucha. You know what? Fuck off. I hope and pray that Trump does make it into office in the next 2 months and we kick these fuckers out. I was angry at first until I started watching the Laken Riley. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put it up here right now. Share screen. Before I share screen, this is the beginning, so people will watch this because it's live. It'll show up as a video. You all suck. You suck. You far left libertard, glitter snorting, Play-Doh eating, crayon chewing freaks. You pedophiles. Then you get your rocks off looking at little kids. You think it's okay for these murderers to come over the border from the north, from the south, east, and west. They're coming across the border. There's a lot of good ones, and there's a shit ton of bad ones. And if you keep supporting them, you have the blood of those children on your hands for the rest of your life. And I hope you burn in hell right beside those piece of shit, Muslim, Mexican, whatever they are. They hurt children, women, they kill people. I hope they are getting fucked in the ass by Muhammad next to Satan in hell for eternity. And I hope you're there with them. Keep voting blue. Keep talking about Harris and Biden and how great the Democratic Party is as you all leave the border open and you let all these fuckers in. Because you know damn well you wouldn't let them in your house. No, you would not let them in your house for 1 second. Because you know you got your kids upstairs and your kids downstairs or whatever. No, you wouldn't let them near your kids. But you want them in. Go ahead and send them to Chicago. Send them to New York. All this stuff. This shit's ridiculous. Brother Michael Gale, what's up? I did not want to bring you up on here because I'm going to be yelling, cussing, all this, the good stuff. I'm sick of libs and illegals. They have no rights, period. They don't. Now you have the good ones that are here to better their families, that want to assimilate, that come here and they hold the American flag and they say, thank you, God bless America, I love America. Those are the great, great, great people that we love, the true immigrants. Not these dirty, stinky, freaking nasty, filthy fuckers that want to rape our children, rape our women, rape our little boys, even rape our men, whatever. They're disgusting. And they're coming over here in droves and they're murdering the innocent Americans. I believe from this point on, if Trump gets in office, we all need to push together. This may sound outlandish. We all need to push together, create laws. If there is an illegal in the act, caught in the act of raping a man, woman, or child, and yeah, I got to put man in there because those sick fuckers will rape a man. They do it in prison all the time. But if they are caught in the act, seen by at least 5 witnesses, right in the act, take them out back wherever they are, put a bullet in their head, or cut off their freaking junk, shove it down their throat. You know, do cartel-style killings. You know, that's what they live by. They live by the cartel, the life of the cartel, how to kill and how to slaughter and how to put fear into their enemies, cut their throats and pull their tongues out of their throats, behead them and stuff. Why are we such a fucking pussy country now that this son of a bitch that killed Laken O'Reilly, he's in a courtroom, he's dressed nicely, you know. As far as I'm concerned, if you're an illegal, you don't have the rights to an attorney. You do not have the rights to our laws and this and that. Take your fucking sorry ass out in the back and put one in your head. Hell, put 10 in your head. Set your body on fire. Cremate you. Send the ashes back over to your shithole country. I don't care what people say, what people think about this. Oh, you're going to get your channel taken down. You're going to get your channel taken down. I don't give a shit. It took just an hour of watching this stuff to make my blood boil. The only good ones are legal. There are legal immigrants. I know a lot of them. Good friends with them. Not good anymore because I don't work with them every day. You come over the border illegally, you're an illegal alien. But all this is by design, and we all already know. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to block you, but I didn't want to put that one up. But no, enough is enough. And we, as a whole, America, a lot of people don't know, we can put our foot down and we can force our government. We can force our government to make these laws, because if they don't do it, we just simply vote them out. You know, they are to work for us. And a lot of people say, yeah, well, back then they did. Well, you know, we can get together, band together, and do it again. We did. We elected Trump again. And but enough is enough. You catch them. If there are 4 witnesses, there's DNA proof, and you're caught on camera, and at least 5 more people agree that's the one that did it. That's the one that killed that child. Guess what? We're going to snatch you out by your fucking dick. We're going to cut it off, and we're going to just put 15, 20 holes in your head and mail your sorry ass back to Mexico, Honduras, freaking wherever in Africa you come from. I don't even care if you come from the UK. A lot of the people coming from the UK are Somalian refugees. Fuck all you all, and fuck this channel. I don't even care anymore. I love this channel. I love the people. But YouTube, all you liberals that freaking protect these immigrants that come over here, and you march for them, and say they have rights and they're good people and stuff. Yeah, there are. But the few and far between that are killing our kids and our women, you're still praising them. Oh, they probably had bad dads. They probably had a rough life, scooping up donkey shit and stuff. You know how nice places in Mexico are? Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. Beautiful places in Mexico. Matter of fact, I believe that there are more billionaires in Mexico than there are here in the States. I'm joking, Pedo Joe. Don't be so global. I know. And I know you ain't calling me Pedo Joe. Anyways, if you have time and you want to watch, out of respect for Laken Riley's family, I'm going to show the opening arguments against this piece of shit. And don't get me wrong, this is just one of so many that come across the border. Everybody thinks, oh, the southern border. They're coming from Canada. They're coming on boats. They're coming New Jersey. They're coming in California. They're coming everywhere. Swarms of fucking maggots all over. My name is Ryan, and I'm in Oklahoma. Good to see you, Ryan.
That's who the citizen was talking about.
Pedo Joe got to go immediately. Yeah. Love that name. Okay. My bad there, Brother Williams. Not you, Justin. All right. Whew. Fired up on this one. Love that name. Pedo Joe got to go immediately. I'm going to leave that one up for a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen. And I don't think I got it right on that one.
Not seeing it.
Go back here. Share screen. Full tab here. Boom. Share. Should pop up any minute. You're behind them.
May it please the court, counsel. On February 22nd, Jose Ibarra,
who had no right to be here, was brought over here, and he was allowed to come across the border via Kamala Harris and Joe Biden.
Put on a black hat, a hoodie-style jacket, and some black kitchen-style disposable gloves. And he went hunting for females on the University of Georgia's campus. And in his hunt, he encountered 22-year-old Laken Riley on her.
Why the fuck is that piece of shit still alive? He's wearing a nicer shirt than me. He's probably eating better than me. The headphones are probably nicer than mine. And he's all nice and clean and washed up. He should be in a fucking hut in Mexico where he belonged, but he made it over here and hunted down Laken Riley. Murdered her, raped her.
Her morning jog. And when Laken Riley refused to be his rape victim, he bashed her skull in with a rock repeatedly.
Bashed her head in with a rock repeatedly. Bashed her fucking skull in with a rock because she would not stop. She would not allow. She wasn't going to be his victim. She was going to fight for her life. This fucker didn't belong in this country. He doesn't he doesn't belong in this world. We need to find a way to get to him and bash his head in after cutting off his fucking dick and shoving it down his throat.
That is what this case is all about. The evidence will show that Laken fought. She fought for her life. She fought for her dignity. And in that fight, she caused this defendant to leave forensic evidence behind. She also marked her killer for the entire world to see. The forensic evidence that he left behind in this fight is his DNA, and only his DNA and Laken's.
What were you asked to do?
Once I arrived, once they pulled everybody out of the.
I think I lost it. Okay, hold on. Bear with me, everybody. Where is my home? Mine. I need. How did this just happen? Sorry, everybody. What the fuck? That's how you lose people. I'm looking for my. It took a while to find. I'm looking for my. My history, but I can't find it on here. Well, here we go. Here we go.
If
Sorry
you live
about
in
that, everybody.
Washington, you can get rid of
If you
expensive
stayed in
and
here and you,
unreliable electric bills with
hung out, I
solar. As
appreciate
you become more reliant on electricity from the
Laken's, underneath Laken's right fingernails.
Basically, she fought back like hell, and she left her DNA under his fingernails, or under hers. But the only DNA that was under her fingernails was his. This is what I'm saying. Waiting, keeping him in prison for a year, feeding him 3 hot meals, letting him talk on the phone, and then have all these people. You know how much money this is costing taxpayer dollars for this trial right here? It's costing us a fortune. You got all the evidence you need. You got her DNA under his fingernails, her blood, scratches on his neck, open shut case. Shoot him in front of everybody. We need to bring back what do you call it? Public executions. Do it right on the border. Do public executions all over the border. At least one a week.
He also left behind in a struggle with her over her phone, because the court will hear that she called 911. He left behind his left thumbprint on her iPhone, which was found not far from her body at the crime scene. And it is that forensic evidence alone that would give you enough evidence to find him guilty as charged on the counts in this indictment. But the evidence in this case will come in basically 3 forms. There'll be forensic evidence. There will be digital evidence.
I know you're talking capital punishment is what I'm talking about, but it should be sooner. It should be open, shut case in the days we're living in. William, I get it, I understand it, but capital punishment, you could be in prison for 3 years. I'm so sick and tired of our government. And then Trump talks about he wants to do mass deportation. He's going to deport the ones that are in prison, so we no longer have to pay for them. That's going to be the biggest one. And then there's over 1.5 million that have deportation papers on them that aren't in prison. It's going to go after them as well. We need to clean house.
And there will be video evidence. And all 3 forms of those evidence will point to one person, Jose Ibarra, as the killer of Laken Riley. And this is not working. We'll start with a timeline, and the timeline is established by a lot of the digital evidence that you're going to hear about. And for Laken, that timeline begins basically at 9:03 in the morning.
You remember those days you could leave home as a woman? Not talking about myself. You could go for a jog down the street in your home. You can jog through the park, not worrying about getting attacked by an illegal immigrant that Biden and Kamala let come over here because they wanted votes and they wanted to keep the White House. She was simply collateral damage. This was just right before she was murdered. That poor woman's skull was crushed in by a giant rock. And then guess what he did after he crushed her skull in? He continued to rape her body. Enough is enough, people. And you fuckers that protect them in these safe sanctuary cities, and you pray for them and you march for them, go fuck yourself.
At 9:03 on Thursday, February 22nd, Laken Riley did something that she does all the time, and she went out for a morning jog. She lives not far from the crime scene, and Your Honor is going to see several maps in this case, and you will see that where Laken Riley lived, where the defendant lived, where our other victim who you're going to hear from in this trial, Tasia Swee, lived, Building S at the University of Housing, at University of Georgia Student Housing, and where items of evidence were dumped in this case and where Laken was murdered, there, it's all clustered together. And it's all clustered together within about a half-mile radius of one another. And you'll see several maps throughout this case. But she left her house at 9:03 in the morning. We know that for several reasons. She was captured on her Ring doorbell. And you'll see that video through our first witness. And she also was captured on a trail cam that becomes very important in.
One thing that pisses me off, we're talking about Atlanta. Look at these judges. They act like they're annoyed that they even have to listen to this case. You're talking about a very liberal state or liberal city where she was murdered. He don't give two shits, and he or she don't give two shits. You talk about a slap in the face to her family. Sorry, I'm gonna be jabberjawing a lot.
This case, and at about 9:05 a.m., she's captured running from her house down Rogers Road, eventually towards the crime scene where she encounters this defendant. She is running, as you will see, with a few things that are important. 2 AirPods, and they are noise-canceling AirPods. And her phone, her iPhone, is in her left hand. She's wearing typical running clothes, and you're going to hear a little bit about how she runs, what she runs with, because these things are important to judge what eventually happened between her and this defendant on the trail. She wears typically very tight running clothes because that's what's comfortable when you run, so it doesn't get it doesn't come off or get loose when you're running. And so this particular day, she's wearing running tights, white.
I guarantee you that judge or that attorney, I guarantee you that attorney just said the clothes that she is wearing is very tight because it's easier to run in and it doesn't come loose, because there's going to be some sick bastards out there saying, look at the way she was dressed. She deserved to get raped. There's a lot of people that have that mentality. It's disgusting.
Hoka shoes and 3 layers of clothing on her top. She's wearing a running bra, a shirt, and a tight black Lululemon jacket when she leaves her house. At 9:11 a.m. exactly, Laken is a few minutes into her run, and we have some digital data.
I'd have to disagree with you on that one because I'm talking about the city where the judges are liberal judges already been proven. There are a lot of liberal cities in Republican
Photos
states.
of him wearing her tights.
There's
Yes,
photos
they have
of
them. That's what Pedo Joe just said. Photos of him wearing her tights. Yes, they have them.
That's disgusting.
Which we'll talk to you about,
Even
which is a
worse.
Garmin watch that Laken had gotten for Christmas that she's wearing on her run. And this watch captured a lot of important data that you're going to hear about. But she is on her run, and her phone, she activates the emergency function of her iPhone. And you're going to hear about that through testimony of the witnesses who examined her phone. She activates the emergency function of her iPhone, and she attempts to call 911, and she, in fact, does call 911. Her call is connected to ACCPD. At 9:12, you'll hear that the call was hung up, and I'm going to play the call for you. At 9:12, the call was hung up by the caller, not the 911 center. The 911 center did not hang up on Laken Riley. The phone hung up. And at 9:12, they tried to call her back, and there was no answer. This is an enhanced version of the 911 call, and there will be several stipulations between the parties in this case. We will execute a waiver of them as they come in. One of the stipulations was that this 911 call was sent to the FBI in Quantico, where they attempted to enhance the call. And this is a 1 minute and 8 second call, and this is the enhanced version of that call. And I'd like the court, when listening to the call, right about 55 seconds into the call, you're going to hear a voice.
Piece of shit.
Clark County 911. Hello, this is Clark County 911. Hello, Clark County 911. Can anyone hear me?
This was the moment she was being murdered. It's terrible.
Clark County 911.
That sounded like a. I'm asking you, William, if you're still there. That sounded like a van pulling up and the door sliding open. Oh, we have to hear it. Hold on.
To enhance.
Clark County
Listen
911.
right before the voice. It sounds like a van door sliding open.
Hello, this is Clark County
In
911.
my opinion.
This one should have did.
Hello, Clark County 911.
I heard that too.
Can anyone hear me?
Right there. I do it, so.
Clark County 911.
He went alone. That could be him bashing her head.
It is.
Yo Tango.
Please. Sound like him bashing her head in.
There is a long break in what happens next. It was Laken's mom, who Laken usually talks to on her run, who started calling Laken at around 9:06 that morning. And you'll just see the call logs from that and the evidence of that through Laken's phone. And when she could not reach Laken, she began calling Laken's three roommates. And you'll meet all three of them: Lily Steiner, Sophia Magana, and Connolly Huff. All three of them are University of Georgia students at the time. They were all seniors. And Laken herself was at UGA, but had recently transferred to the University of Augusta Athens campus because she wanted to be a nurse. But the four of them still live together. And the roommates are all, I would say, technologically savvy and security savvy. And they all four had iPhones. And there's a function with an iPhone called Find My iPhone, which you can share your location with other people. And the four ladies in that house, roommates, shared their digital location with one another 24/7. And so when Allison Phillips, Laken's mom, began calling and looking for Laken.
If you have kids with an iPhone, they don't know if they have what's called Live 360 that does the same thing here. Shows where your child, your wife, your husband are at all times.
We have it.
Yeah, we have it.
And she notified all the roommates. And then the roommates started checking the Ring door camera, checking for Laken, texting Laken, calling Laken, and no response. I will say that this particular day, February 22nd, 2024, happened to be the day where there was a widespread phone outage by AT&T. And so some of the girls did have AT&T as their service provider. Laken did not. She is Verizon. And so the girls were having phone problems due to that widespread outage. And so you'll hear about how that kind of interfered with their ability to really find where she was. But eventually, they could not.
I agree with you, Brother William. Hopefully he goes to General Pop They're not going to put him there. He'll be in PC for the rest of his life if they don't give him the death penalty. Huh? Sorry, I'm going back and forth and reading because I can't see the chat up here. You're right. You're absolutely right. Should be held in Gitmo. A whole lot faster, and they'll kill him a lot faster, too. Or suffer. I don't think they got TV in Gitmo. They might.
Not find her. They could not find her for hours. And even though Laken would go out on long runs, she always had her phone with her, so they became concerned. So at around 11:30 on the day of her murder, two roommates, Sophia and Lily, went and walked the trails back behind the intramural fields at the University of Georgia where Laken used to run, but they also had her digital profile. And her digital profile put her in the middle of the Oconee Forest, and they had noticed that she had not moved. She had not moved for hours. And so they walked to where they could last see her digital profile, and the two roommates found one of Laken's AirPods. They photographed it, they collected it, they went back to their house where they could have Wi-Fi to connect because they had no phone service in the forest and an outage was on. And at 12:05 p.m., they called the University of Georgia police and reported that Laken Riley was missing. So it isn't until the police respond immediately. And they take that digital profile, and you'll meet Sergeant Maxwell. He is the officer that found Laken's body. And it takes him, even with her digital profile, this is a very forested area. And she obviously wasn't on the running trail. She was off the running trail. And it took him about 25 minutes, even with her digital profile, for him to locate her. And he did locate her, and you're going to see the body cam footage of him locating her. And what he found when he found her is that she was hidden, kind of almost under a tree and covered up with a bunch of leaves. The first thing he noticed was that her breasts were completely exposed. All three layers of her top clothing were pulled up above and around her neck. He also noticed that her running tights, which she typically wears above her navel, were pulled down and her underwear was protruding from her tights. He also noticed severe injuries to the left side of her head. He began immediately trying to save her life, but he could tell that she was dead. She was cold. But he began CPR, and you will see the efforts of him and several other University of Georgia police officers where they try to save her. They have to move her out of this area so that they can get her flat on the ground. They give her chest compressions. They give her CPR. They put those pads on her chest to try to start her heart. Eventually, the fire department and EMS comes and they do the same. They work her for several minutes, but she is dead. She is dead. And there was nothing they could do to stop it or help her. You'll see.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down from there. That's just a snippet of 8 hours. I wanted to share that with everybody. And one I'm back. And once again, like I was saying, if you have 4 or 5 witnesses, they've got his DNA under her fingernails. It's not like she knew this guy or whatnot. Why on earth do we keep wasting so much taxpayer dollars in treating these people? They're protecting these people. And I'm talking Americans too. If you're an American and you go ahead and you do that same thing to a woman or a child, we should have the right to shoot you dead in your face. Blow the front of your face out the back of your head. That's what you deserve. You do not deserve 3 meals a day, 3 hots in a cot. You do not need an attorney that the taxpayer dollars are going to pay for. You don't need a place to sleep. You need to be dead, because that's where you go to hell and you get fucked by Muhammad in the asshole. So you have a beat up dookie hole for eternity from Muhammad, the false prophet from the Muslim culture. He was a pedophile, a rapist, a child beater. He was a disgusting human being. He's in hell. you can go visit Muhammad and let Muhammad pound the brakes off of your booty hole. As far as I'm concerned. Stop defending these fools. Stop marching for these fools, because I guarantee you, one day you're going to be marching down the street, your neighborhood, free the immigrant, no deportation. You're going to go to bed at night. You're going to wake up and go check on one of your children. They're either going to be gone or they've been strangled to death and raped because you wanted to defend the illegal immigrants that were here, that come across the border, that snuck across the border, that are part of all these gangs. Not the nice little old ladies and old men that come through the ports of entry, fill out their paperwork for asylum, and the ones that have been here for years that's never had a speeding ticket or whatever. I'm talking about these scumbags that they're letting out of prisons in Honduras, all kinds of places in Venezuela, letting them out of prisons because they don't want to feed them. They don't want to house them. They're sending them right here. Everybody knows that. But a lot of you libtard freaks with glitter all over your face, glitter up your nose, where you're having your glitter snorting Play-Doh parties while you're watching child pee. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers are the ones that are. You all have blood on your hands, basically. Matter of fact, blood all over your face and down your mouth. You are just as guilty of raping and killing Laken Riley as those Mexicans were. And from what I heard, this was the second attempt for that guy to come over the border. When he came back over, matter of fact, he was deported in 2003, came back over, and Kamala and Biden said, come on over. We don't need you for votes. We need you for population. So when they do the census, we're gonna stay in power because electoral college votes, da 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 da. Feel free to rape and fuck and murder anybody you want while you're here. Just stay away from the White House. Enough is enough. Hey, Justin. Sorry, Brother Walter. Well, can't apologize. I can't. I'm like many Americans that are sick and tired of it. And I know a lot of people, we should be focusing on Ukraine and all that, but that's still distracting. I guarantee you, every so many minutes we're on this live stream, some illegal, that's from the Congo, that's from Venezuela, that's from Iran, that's from even Iraq, all these fuckers all around the world. There is going to be a child or woman or even a male, a little boy, raped and possibly raped and murdered because we have an open border. And Justin Trudeau ain't no better. He's leaving that border open. He ain't helping us up. He's the biggest freaking far leftist freaking butt dart there is. They all want these immigrants for votes in the future. See what happened? See how quickly the New York governor found out, oh shit, Trump's winning. Trump won the election. Well, guess what? Sorry, y'all. You're not getting your food stamps and your card with money on it. And the same in Chicago. Sorry, we're not giving it to you. Those dumbass immigrants thought that they were just going to keep getting more money and more money and more money. And we all knew if they lost the election, they don't need them no more. They're cannon fodder. They're just going to push them away. And hopefully they get thrown in jail. I was talking to AB earlier, and I don't think he understood what I was saying. The first ones we need to deport are the ones that are in prison. Take them out of the prisons and send them back to their shithole countries. Send them back to Venezuela. Send them back to El Salvador. Send them back to the Congo. Send them back to wherever the fuck they come from. Get rid of, clean our. We got plenty of people that will fill the prisons. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of bad people, bad Americans out there. That we need space for them fuckers. We got a whole bunch of pedophiles running around free here that need to go to those prisons that are full of illegal immigrants. We'll make some space there, and then we'll find out where the rest of the 1.2 million that already have signed affidavits to be deported. But the Biden administration refuses to do that. Trump coming to office, ICE, kick some ass, get these fuckers out. We need to protect our children. That woman, even though everybody's forgotten about her, Laken Riley, felt safe. She went on a trail where she always jogged. What happened to her? She was raped and her head was bashed in over 10 times with a giant rock so that guy can spend 5 minutes getting his rocks off. If you're that hard up, get a prostitute and pay $25 and leave her alone when you're dead, or watch some porn. Don't go rape a fucking innocent woman and bash her head in. Just like they did that 12-year-old girl the other day, a couple weeks ago. It's happening left and right. And once again, you liberals that are out there marching for them, go fuck yourself. Fuck all you far left libtard freaks. You fucking gay pride, fucking pedo freaks reading to little kids. That's the ones I'm talking about. Dressing up like clowns, getting fake tits, reading books to our children. Your time is short. And when I mean short, you're not going to get killed. You're going to be in prison because 95% of you fuckers, they keep busting you for child pornography and other shit. That's why you all are who you are. That's why you dress up and you're predators. You want to hang out around a bunch of kids, little boys and children, to read books to convince them they're transgender? No, you want to molest them. I don't even know how many people that work for the LGBT campaign community or whatever have been arrested for child sex acts and a bunch of other shit. It's a
taxpayer-funded flight to Georgia for him.
What's that?
Your governor, this is right here.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The
governor
paid for him to fly to fucking Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our taxpayer dollars, too, paid for his plane ticket to Georgia.
Yeah, your government flew an illegal gang member to Georgia with your money.
And that's just one of millions. People are wondering, how are they getting over here? How they're not getting past the border? They're getting flown over. Now AB says they're bringing them over through tractor trailer, like they do out of Mexico through the cartel. But it sounds to me like the U.S. government is paying for it. I guarantee they are.
That's what it said.
These people, it has to be quick, fast, and I honestly believe it needs to be public executions.
This is what
Trump just said. Public executions all over each state of the border. Painful. I mean, have the family come in and stone them half to death. And when they're still alive, do like the Mexican cartel do. Hang them from the bridges, cut their skin off, decapitate them while they're still alive. I guarantee you they'll think twice for coming over here fucking with our kids. Trump pledges to use military on land and sea to dismantle drug and human trafficking network in the United States. It's a live stream that was uploaded not that long ago. I'll read it again. Trump pledges to use the military on land and sea to dismantle drug and human trafficking networks in the United States. I guarantee you that's why Obama and them are taking all ass out of here. So many of these globalist elites, these Chuck Schumers, you know how creepy Chuck Schumer is. They're all into that pedophiliaism bullshit and human trafficking. The Clintons. People used to think that adrenochrome and baby killings and eating, they all thought it was fake. No, definitely not fake. Been going on for centuries, and it's got to stop. But anyways, I hope everybody, if you're a believer, when you lay your head on the pillow tonight, pray for all our innocent children that are in the pathway of these monsters that don't yet know they are, and the ones that lost their lives. But they're in heaven now. But please pray for those families to have the strength to get up every morning, because I know for a fact no way in hell I could have that strength. If something, God forbid, happened to my daughter or grandkids or stepdaughter, I'm checking out. I can't do it. I'm not strong enough mentally, physically. But pray for them to have the strength to get up every day and continue to fight for their kids that lost their lives, to help create stronger laws stronger laws to keep these dirty, nasty, greasy fuckers from coming over our border, and pray nothing happens to Trump until he gets in office, and we get rid of these scum. And once again, if they got DNA under the fingernails, you got 4 witnesses. It just happened. They're caught in the act. Just say you're an officer and you catch them in the act, you should be able to walk right out, pull out your service pistol, grab him by his nappy hair, done. Think of all the money we just saved right there, and all the other future victims we saved by that officer ending that threat at that minute. Funny that he could be standing 10 feet away. He could pull out his revolver, tell him, stand down. And if he doesn't, he got a knife, he can shoot him. I think he should be able to shoot him once he gets right up to him. Pull his fucking long Mexican hair and put one right in his temple. Pardon me. Sister Diane Blue, good, long time no see. Everybody. Yeah. I ain't lying. You used to have that long hair too, but why do you think car insurance got expensive over the last 4 years? They came here undocumented, no licenses, no insurance policies, buy a car, crash into shit. Well, yeah, the Haitians over there, and the ones that were possibly eating the cats. I know they're eating the cats. There's a lot of videos of these wrecks, and these mothers were driving like 10 miles an hour, somehow managed to flip their vehicles over. It's like, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, you coming over here illegally? Here's a plane ticket that's going to cost you nothing.
Look at that.
Here's a shit. Oh, yeah, look at this. This is the new caravan they were headed this way. They were headed this way last week till Trump. Well, right before Trump. This camera sucks.
It's the glare
Yeah,
of the glass, but yeah.
Anyways, it's just a bunch of you can see them. Look at that caravan. Hold on, let me take this down. Bear with me, y'all. Look at all those fuckers walking, headed to America. This was just Brother Michael Gale turned me onto this guy's channel. This is what's headed our way right now. And then guess what? 800,000 children are missing now. Wow. It was 325,000.
I just seen that too somewhere.
Hmm?
Yeah, it was about how many children are missing.
Yeah, 800,000. Wow. Unbelievable. So, the hell was I saying? Shit, I apologize. Right out of my head there.
Divine Harris admin paid for those Jose, whatever his name is, to fly to Georgia where he killed Laken Riley. So Biden and Harris paid for him to fly to Georgia.
Yeah. Well, it's not them personally. But
Yeah.
A slush fund they put together. And most of that money come from FEMA.
It was a roommate of his that testified
Yeah.
that they were both received a taxpayer-funded flight to Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, put them on planes. You want a plane ticket? Where do you want to go? But they didn't send them everywhere. They sent them to certain places, blue states, where they needed more people, a bigger population, so they can eventually get larger electoral colleges. They're trying to guarantee the White House, the Senate, and the House. That's what they were trying for. They wanted to put so many people in, and they did get a whole bunch of votes, but it was too big to rig. I forgot how many. They say they give a leeway. I don't remember how many millions of votes that they know are illegal, but they'll just give a leeway, like kind of like a police officer is riding behind you and you're doing 5 miles over the speed limit and he passes you by. That officer may give most people, we'll give a leeway of 5 miles an hour. Anything over that, we're going to pull you over. Well, same with our system of voting for the presidential election. They know the numbers don't add up, but they're like, okay, we'll just let 1 million. I'll have to look it up. Just like 1 million of them slide. That was just one. That was just one caravan, Justin. There are 12 more. 12 more headed this way. But what I heard though is a lot of them dismantled after Trump won. Hopefully that's true, but they're coming. They're coming again. So we all got to pray that, once again, pray for these children, pray for their families to have the strength to wake up every morning and continue their lives. And hopefully, I hope they use that energy of their child being murdered by an illegal immigrant to fight City Hall, to create new laws. And but I'm going to jump off here. There's a whole bunch more people coming, illegals, and out of thousands of them, you might see 2 women. You'll see a bunch of kids, a bunch of children being carried by men in their 20s that they have no clue who they are. Have you all seen the videos of having the kids all doped up on, I forgot what kind of medication, kind of like not Dilaudid. It's a sedative that knocks you out. And all these Mexican men were walking, and these kids were like zombies. And that's what they do to keep them quiet, and they keep marching on. 800,000. We're supposed to be the United States of America, the strong, the proud, da 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 da. And now you're saying that we have 800,000 children missing that come over the border. They filled out paperwork, sent them to these places, and now they're all missing. To all you liberals, fuck you. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God. Fight a good fight, and always stay locked and loaded. God bless everybody. Much love.
Fentanyl.